Let's be real. You know what you have to do. You set the goals and you've made a to-do list. But when the moment to take action finally comes, you still find yourself reaching for your phone instead of your journal. You still scroll instead of sleep. And you still say, I'll just start tomorrow. But why? Why is it so hard to do the right thing even when we want to? This is what this video is about. The psychology behind self-control. The neuroscience of why your brain resists it and how to finally master it without shame and without burnout. Self-control isn't about being perfect, rigid, or hyper-disciplined. It's about regulating your emotions, impulses, and habits into achieving what you actually want long-term. Psychologists like to call this effortful control. It's the mental process that allows you to pause before acting, to choose instead of react. And self-control is not a moral issue. It's a brain issue. Let's talk about what's happening in the brain. We're going to call your prefrontal cortex your inner CEO. This part of your brain sits right here behind your forehead, and it's in charge of executive functions such as regulating yourself, decision making, and planning. When your prefrontal cortex is active, you can zoom out, pause, and look at things rationally. Act intentionally. But your prefrontal cortex gets tired easily. Stress, sleep deprivation, poor diet, fatigue, these things tire out your prefrontal cortex. When you feel tired or overwhelmed, your self-control isn't gone. Your prefrontal cortex is just tired out. Next, we're going to talk about your limbic system, which is the older part of your brain. The limbic system seeks instant rewards, safety, and comfort. When you reach for the junk food or the TikTok or another episode, you're not being lazy. It's just your brain trying to soothe itself right now. The real conflict isn't between you and your goals, it's between your prefrontal cortex and your limbic system. Long-term growth versus short-term reward. Dopamine also plays part. We often relate dopamine to pleasure, but it's also behind anticipation. When your brain expects a reward, even before it happens, dopamine spikes. That's what makes your phone so addictive, because you know when you reach for it, you might find something that interests you. It's a constant hit of, maybe I'll get a good video this time. So it's not willpower you're fighting, it's your brain's deeply wired reward system. So, what messes up our self-control? Cortisol actually suppresses your prefrontal cortex and activates your limbic system. Translation? These dogs won't let me speak. Translation, you're more impulsive when you're stressed, less logical and more reactive. Sleep deprivation also messes up your self-control. A single night of bad sleep can reduce your prefrontal cortex activity up to 30%. No wonder why self-control feels impossible when you're tired. Decision fatigue also has an impact. Every choice, what to eat, what to wear, what to reply, drains your mental battery. The more decisions you make a day, the harder it is to make the right decisions throughout the day. Our self-talk is also a killer of self-control. You may think that's how you fix it, but bullying yourself is not the right way to go. When you beat yourself up for failing, you activate more stress. So you're literally making yourself more likely to fail again in the future. Here's how we're going to strengthen our self-control and finally achieve our goals. We're going to shift from blame to strategy. We're going to be logical. We need to start working with our brains and not against them. First thing we're going to do is that we're going to design our environment and set ourselves up for success. Self-control is not about resisting temptation, it's about removing it. Do you want to study more? Put your phone in the other room. Want to eat better? Don't keep snacks in the pantry. Your willpower isn't infinite and decision fatigue is real. So, you need to design your space in a way that you don't need to be using your willpower. We're also going to be stacking small wins. Self-control grows with practice. Try starting with small promises you'll actually keep. Like, today I'm stretching for 2 minutes. Tomorrow I'm reading a single page of my book. Your brain learns through repetition. Every single win is slowly rewiring your self-identity. So in the future, you're not longer going to require as much willpower as you do now. Start using implementation intention. This is a psychological technique that has worked for me. Instead of saying, I'll work out tomorrow, try saying, if it's 7 a.m., I'll put on my workout clothes and go on a run. You're giving yourself a cue and a behavior, and that equals less mental negotiation. Next, you're going to have to fix your sleep schedule. Seriously, do you want better self-control? Better focus? Start with rest. A well-rested brain is way more likely to make intentional decisions than one who is sleep deprived. And lastly, we're going to practice self-compassion. This might be the most important one, so listen up. When you mess up, because you are going to fail, Don't spiral. Your brain is plastic. We literally have neuroplasticity. We have the capacity to change our brain, but change only happens in safety, not shame. Self-control is not about perfection, it's about patterns. And all patterns can be rewritten. You're not lazy, you're not weak, you're just human, living in a very overstimulating world that at the same time tells you that you need to be productive all the time. Self-control isn't about killing yourself every day at the gym or following a super restricted diet. It's about knowing your brain and working with it, and creating a life that supports your value instead of constantly testing your willpower. So next time you struggle, zoom out, breathe, and remind yourself. It's not about doing perfectly, it's about showing up constantly. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope I could help, and I'll see you guys in the next time. Bye!